everyone, I'm Stella and I'm back today with a new scented video. It's been a long time coming. We haven't had a haul in a very long time, couple months I guess, and I'm seeing that now by the end of the year many people are having the final haul for 2020, and I'm here to tell you that this is not the final haul for 2020. I will be sharing with you my Christmas present perfumes, which I have already started buying since September, to be honest, but I have not put them into my rotation. So these that I am sharing with you today, I have altogether 16 new perfumes. So in order that this is not a super long video, I will make it into two parts. In this part, I will share 8 perfumes with you, and they are in no particular order, but because I have had some couple of perfumes from the same brand, I have grouped them all into this video. So if you're interested in this particular brand, you will find them in the same video and you don't have to hop around. Let's begin. Starting off with a perfume that looks somewhat familiar because I already do have the Alaia Nude, but this is Alaïa Blanche. And that one is, I think the juice has turned color because of the vanilla. I know that vanilla and some other notes over time can turn color, but that doesn't mean that the perfume is not good. I did get this secondhand, so I don't know how long it's been open, but the perfume is super great and it performs still perfectly, so it doesn't matter. I'm saying that because online you can see pictures of this with a clear juice and mine is quite dark, but it is the same perfume. Let's admire this beautiful bottle. It is a 30 ml, this one, and I am going to spray and test, but I'm not going to like review all of these perfumes because we're going to be here until midnight. So I'm just going to share with you like initial thoughts. This one is really warm and violety, so it's giving me this powder, makeup powder, very strong violet overall impression. So if you like something like Insolence by Guerlain, lots of vanilla and a little bit of a musk. So it's sweet, it's powdery, it's makeupy, violety. Not my usual piece of cake, so I will be going through this one, but I don't see myself purchasing just because I'm not a huge fan of a violet in scents like this, because it's very overpowering. And if you do like violet scents, super recommend you try this one. It's really beautiful and warm and sweet if you're into that kind of scent. I do like it, but I find that I get quickly tired of the violet scent over time because it's really prominent in this one. Yeah, let's move on to the next one. The next one we have, and the one after that, will be from the house of Xerjoff. This is a 30 ml of Dama Bianca, which is from the Casamarotti line. This is my very first Xerjoff. I've heard a lot about Lira and I'm curious about it. I got this one in a swap. I wouldn't know to buy this online by myself because I haven't heard much of it, but let's have a little sniff together and find out. So, I love this one so much already. As soon as I sprayed it on my hand, I knew that I'm gonna love it. And it's this very pretty, kind of like a, if it was a color, it would be a bright bubblegum kind of color. It's very sweet, very kind of like a freesia type of vibe. I don't know if that's a note, but beautiful, fuzzy, soft, kind of like a happy scent. And really the kind of scent that I want to go and sniff closer because it's this kind of super alluring and approachable. I have worn this twice and I love it. I can see myself purchasing a bit bigger bottle in the future, but I want to give it a proper review, so stay tuned for that one. And after my very successful experience with the Xerjoff line, I became more curious to see what else do they have, and I'm still really interested in the line, but the one I picked up right after was Dolce Amalfi, and it's this super happy orange bottle over here. And let's have a sniff. I really like this one. I started repeating myself, but it seems that this house are doing really well, this kind of a gourmandy, like very edible scents. This one has a very prominent note of quince, and it's not something that you see very often in perfumes. But I remember as a kid having my grandmother having like a quince tree in the yard, and I'm very familiar with the scent. This is super photorealistic quince, very sharp and tart, but also very sweet at the same time. And it smells super exotic and happy, uplifting, very juicy. It's like if you are mixing like an orange juice and a quince. It definitely has this kind of a... It's not very simple at all. And it's got some depth. I don't know if it's amber or some kind of something that is grounding this perfume. I will review this. It lasts pretty well, and I imagine this on a hot day it will be like a perfect drink of a very kind of like a exotic, tasty fruit juice. Really like this one so far. So this is Casamorotti Dolce Amalfi. Next up, I did pick up a small bottle of Micallef Parfum. This is a 30 ml. I've heard quite a lot of reviews online on this line, and I know that they are really like an artisan kind of based perfume brand, that they are really priding on putting the stones individually by hand, etc. What I've had, also have to share my experience that I've ordered 3 perfumes from the line, and all of the 3 had like issues with the spray mechanism, which if you're charging so much, I would expect that make sure that, you know, look at this one. So it came kind of crooked, and then the spraying thing wouldn't go down. So of course I put it back into place, but somehow when I put the cap back on, it then lifts it back up. So and I'm happy to excuse this if it was, you know, like a really cheap fragrance, but if you're paying like a 200 euro per perfume, you expect also that the whole experience is good. And my other perfume was completely leaking, so it wasn't possible to use it. I did get a refund from that. And the third one also had a little bit of like a spritz issue. So already not a great experience before even testing the perfumes, but I just wanted to say that, especially if they are really putting so much emphasis on the packaging. I was surprised to see that actually that feels really cheap. So back onto the perfume, which is the important part. Let's have a little spray over here. Right, so right off the bat, this is a nice smelling fragrance, but nothing new under the sun. This perfume smells really, really similar to Coco Mademoiselle and also Angel. Kind of like the same patchouli note going very strongly, but it's more towards Coco Mademoiselle because it's bright. It's more airy. The patchouli is kind of not dirty patchouli, it's very bubbly. It is way too similar to Coco Mademoiselle in my opinion, and I find that Coco is more deep and it lasts better. So in my point of view, I would say just go for the Chanel. It's a much more safer bet. So also much cheaper is what I'm saying. I know that's not a glowing review, but that's just my personal experience and my opinion, and I want to be honest with you guys and tell you what I think, because that's the whole point. Yeah, let's move on to the next one from this house. Next up, I picked up a huge bottle of Montale Cristal. So this was a good deal online, and I was like, okay, I've heard quite a good things again on YouTube about this brand. Let me check what is this all about. So it's coming in like a rose gold type of, and this is like a special edition with the stones on the side. Usually it only has this, usually it only has this circle, but it is the same scent. Let's have a little spray. You could hear the sound that it makes when it sprays. Not very luxurious. Initially quite a bit of a alcohol, but this perfume is quite beautiful. It's got lots of edible notes like toffees and caramel, but it also really fluffy and airy at the same time, so it's not sticky, heavy, you know, this kind of a toffee scent, but it's more like a cloud of really pretty sweetness. I do get, for some reason, like a peach vibe, like a fuzzy, it's not a note in the perfume, but I do get like a fuzzy peaches, really pretty. that one I do prefer much more than the original, and it lasts pretty well as well. So this one would go, I don't want to turn this into a review. You can wear this one, I think, year round. So if you would like me to give a more review on any of those fragrances, please let me know. But so far, if you're looking into this line, I would go for this one over the original. Next up, I have a perfume from the house of Carner, Barcelona, and this is Tardes. So it's coming in this huge, I have the 100 milliliter of this one, and it's got a chunky, nice bottle. I really like the design of this house. I did review also the other perfume which is coming next, Palo Santo, but let's first have a look at Tardes. Let's try this out. Yeah, so Tardes is for the lovers of Lolita Lempica, the original one. If you remember this perfume, it is quite similar but less sweet and with more woods in it, so it's not so strong on the licorice and the anise. I don't know if any of those are noted in Tardes, but the overall impression is like a more unisex, sophisticated Lolita Lempica. And I really like it. I was thinking that I'm gonna get tired of it because I usually don't get along really well with like a purple smelling perfumes. For me, this perfume smells totally purple. But I wore this outside with the quarantine situation. I've been wearing many of my perfumes inside, but this one I wore outside where it was really having the chance to breathe and show all of its facets. And I really liked it. So I found that the more I wore it during the day, it lasted really, really well, and it was quite beautiful to wear. So it's quickly turned my opinion around because I was like, Lolita Lempica, just a bit more, toned down on the sweetness and amped woods, but I do enjoy this one much more. So have a huge bottle, and I'm going quite quickly through those Carner bottles, so a bit worried, but yeah, this is Tardes. Next up, I have Palo Santo from Carner. I have the 50 ml bottle from this one. Let's spray it and have a look what it smells like. I did review this on my channel. I will link the review video in the description box if you're interested. I really like this. I know it's a bit more challenging scent than all the others that I have reviewed, but this is like a really warm wood. Warm, sweet, a bit like tonic. I know that the notes of rum and milk in this one are kind of like the conversation piece. People are talking about them. I really like this. It's super unisex, even maybe a little bit more masculine in my view, but I've read online that men said that this is too feminine. But I love this. Wish I had 100 ml from this one, to be honest. Let me stop sniffing this blotter and move on to the next one. The last one in this video is Kilian Rolling in Love. I did review this one as well. Again, I will link the review in the description box. I did get this in a swap, again, I'm gonna say, and there is like 40 milliliter left around. And I'm kind of like, I love this and I'm afraid to use it because I don't want it to end. This is, oh, so beautiful. That's all I'm gonna say. End of the video. Yeah, this is sweet. This is fruity, round, very seductive, warm, edible, gourmand. I get cherry liquor. I know it's not a note. Maybe the color of the bottle is messing with my head, but man, oh man, I want to eat this. Maybe it's best to stop the video before I eat the paper, but really good stuff. So check out my video for a full review on the Rolling in Love by Kilian. And this is the end of part 1 of my kind of like not the last haul of the year. Stay tuned for part 2 coming up shortly with another 8 perfumes.